Forget everything you think you know about Brazil. What if I told you there's a hidden side to this country that no travel guide ever shows? A place where the sand sings, the water is crystal clear, and it feels like you've stepped into another world. Let's dive into the side of Brazil that most tourists miss. Brazil is famous for its carnivals, soccer, and beaches, but there's so much more. What if I told you Brazil holds secrets that will take your breath away? From bizarre landscapes that look like they belong on another planet, to waterfalls that make Niagara look like a backyard fountain, this is not the Brazil you know. Stick around because we're about to uncover the most paradisiacal places that will leave you in awe. Most travelers think they've seen all of Brazil once they've been to Rio and Sao Paulo. They take a selfie at Christ the Redeemer and think they've conquered the country. But Brazil is massive, and the real gems? They're often hidden far from the tourist trail. The challenge is, most people don't know where to look, and if they did, these destinations would blow their minds. So today, we're taking you off the beaten path, straight to Brazil's most jaw-dropping natural wonders. Planning an epic trip has never been easier. With Trip.com, you can book everything in one place: flights, hotels, transportation, and even must-see attractions. Just pick your destination, and the site sets everything up just the way you like it. Top-rated spots, budget-friendly options, and super convenient choices. And the best part? You pay for everything in one go, saving you time and money. Sound good? Check out the link and start planning your next dream vacation. Let's start with one of the world's most surreal landscapes, Lençóis Maranhenses. Imagine this, miles and miles of white sand dunes stretching across the horizon. But here's the catch. In between these dunes, crystal clear lagoons that form after the rain. It's like a desert and an oasis merged into one. Every step you take, the scenery changes. It's a photographer's dream and a hiker's paradise. And the craziest part? Most tourists don't even know it exists. It's a natural phenomenon so rare that even Brazilians are often surprised when they see it for the first time. Next up, we're heading to Chapada Diamantina, a national park that looks like it was plucked straight from a fantasy novel. Picture hiking through rugged mountains only to stumble upon waterfalls hidden deep in the jungle, with waters so pure you can drink straight from the stream. Ever swam in a pool at the base of a 1,200-foot waterfall? Yeah, that's Fumaça Falls for you, the second tallest in Brazil. And when the light hits just right, the mist creates a rainbow effect that makes the whole scene feel otherworldly. Then there's Fernando de Noronha. You've probably heard whispers of this place, but what if I told you it's even more beautiful than you imagine? An archipelago of 21 islands, where dolphins leap in the distance and the water is so clear, you can see the coral reefs from the boat. It's like diving into a giant aquarium. But what makes it special is the isolation. It's so protected that only a limited number of people can visit at a time. This keeps the ecosystem pristine, making it a haven for wildlife. If you're lucky, you'll swim with turtles and stingrays in waters that look like they belong on a postcard. And of course, we can't forget Iguazu Falls. Now you might be thinking, but isn't Niagara bigger? Well, here's the truth. Iguazu makes Niagara look tiny. These falls stretch for almost 2 miles and consist of 275 separate waterfalls that crash down into the river below. The sound is deafening. You'll feel the spray on your face from a mile away. It's one of those places where nature feels bigger than anything humans could ever create. Speaking of jaw-dropping views, we're heading to Rio de Janeiro's Sugarloaf Mountain. Sure, you've seen pictures of it, but nothing compares to standing on top and seeing the entire city unfold before your eyes. Beaches, mountains, and forests, all in one glance. The cable car ride to the top might get your heart racing, but the panoramic view is worth every second. It's the kind of view that makes you pause, take a deep breath, and just admire how wild and beautiful Brazil truly is. And then there's Jericoacoara, often simply called Jerry by the locals. This is not your average beach town. It's where the sand streets have no cars, and the wind shapes the dunes into perfect waves. It's remote, hard to get to, and that's exactly what makes it special. If you've ever dreamed of riding a horse along the beach as the sun sets behind the dunes, Jerry is your place. It's raw, untouched, and incredibly beautiful. So what ties all these places together? Brazil's raw, untamed beauty. It's a country where nature still rules, where humans haven't quite taken over, and that's what makes it so special. These places, Lençóis Maranhenses, Chapada Diamantina, Fernando de Noronha, Iguazu Falls, Sugarloaf Mountain, Jericoacoara, they aren't just destinations. They're experiences that change how you see the world. They remind you that despite all the chaos in life, there are still places that remain untouched, pure, and full of wonder. Brazil is often seen as a destination for beaches and parties, but as we've seen today, it's much more than that. The country is home to some of the most stunning, untouched natural wonders on Earth. These paradisiacal places are hidden gems that offer a rare glimpse into a side of Brazil that most people never get to see. So the next time you think about booking a trip to Brazil, skip the usual tourist spots and explore the wild, untamed beauty that makes this country so special. 10 seconds max. If this blew your mind, you're definitely going to want to check out our next video.